The highest honor in computer science is the Turing Award. It is the Nobel Prize of Computing, a recognition intimately tied to the artificial intelligence and devices we interact with every single day. But the man whose name is on that prize, Alan Turing, didn't build his legacy in a modern tech lab. He started his career in the darkest days of World War II, fighting a hidden enemy. By 1939, Britain was fighting simply to survive. In a conflict spreading across oceans and continents, intercepting a radio message was exactly as valuable as sinking a battleship. If you knew where the enemy was going, you could stop them. The problem for the Allies was that Nazi Germany held a terrifying monopoly on that information. Their communications were locked behind an unbreakable system. That system relied on this device, the Enigma machine. It looks like a standard typewriter, but hidden inside is a complex labyrinth. Every time a key was pressed, current passed through these shifting, rotating wheels, meaning the letter A would output completely different letters. Even if a pattern was found, operators followed a strict protocol. At midnight, they changed the starting position of those wheels, resetting the entire puzzle. By sunrise, codebreakers faced a new scramble, choosing from over 150 quintillion daily combinations. That is a mathematical wall. A human being sitting at a desk with a pencil and paper is entirely unequipped to breach it. Britain gathered its best mathematicians, chess players, and puzzle solvers at a secret country estate called Bletchley Park. Turing looked at those impossible odds and realized something crucial. Human minds couldn't work fast enough to beat the Enigma machine before the midnight reset. To fight a mechanical enemy, they needed to build a mechanical brain. He wasn't starting from a blank slate. Polish mathematicians had already made vital early progress, studying German protocols and building prototype devices to track the codes before the war escalated. Building on that foundation, Turing and his team looked for a shortcut. Instead of brute forcing billions of numbers, they looked for human habits. German operators were disciplined, meaning they sent predictable routine messages, like daily weather reports, at the exact same time, using the same phrasing, every single day. To exploit predictable phrases, Turing helped engineer a massive electromechanical device known as the Bombe. It rapidly spun through rotor settings, testing human habits against scrambled text, filtering out incorrect combinations at a speed no human could match. But cracking the daily code created a paralyzing new problem for the Allies. If British commanders sent troops or ships to intercept every single German plan they read, the German High Command would instantly realize Enigma was compromised. They would change the machine's wiring entirely, blinding the Allies once again. If Bletchley Park intercepted a message detailing a U-boat attack on a specific target, commanders had to weigh the cost. To protect the secret, they sometimes had to let the attack happen. The intelligence was only useful as long as it remained an absolute secret. This forced military leaders into a cruel position, where they possessed total knowledge, but had to play God with human lives. The intelligence gathered by the Bombe ultimately shortened the war and saved millions of lives. But when the fighting stopped, the creators of this machine were forced to dissolve back into the shadows. Turing could never tell the public what he had done. The Enigma breakthrough and the machines built to achieve it remained heavily classified state secrets for decades. The country Turing protected treated him with profound injustice. He was prosecuted for his homosexuality, stripped of his clearance, and subjected to terrible prejudice. He had engineered a world-saving victory, but he became a classified secret himself. Alan Turing died long before the public ever knew his name or understood the scale of his contribution. Turing's pursuit of a mechanical solution to Enigma inadvertently provided the architecture for the modern world. Before the war, Turing had theorized a universal machine, a device that didn't just perform one task, but could be programmed to solve any logical problem. The spinning dials of the bombe were a physical application of that theory, processing data through logic gates at mechanical speed. This transition from rigid hardware to programmable logic created a direct line to every modern computer. That is why the Turing Award exists. It is a modern attempt to finally honor the scope of his mind, rectifying the forced silence he endured during his life. Every time we use a computer, we are relying on the hidden legacy of a man